Welcome everybody, and I do have a quote for us today because I was thinking about the yoga and the emotion and what is the vehicle for that, and as always it's the breath. And there's a lovely quote that I've often referred to. It's a Thich Nhat Hanh quote, and I love his teachings because they're very heart focused, and very recognizing of the emotions rather than sort of pushing them to one side. And his quote is about breath being a bridge. And it says, breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. Whenever your mind becomes scattered, use your breath as a means to take hold of your mind again. Beautiful way to take hold of your mind. Such a strong way of putting that. But it's also lovely, the idea of holding, to take hold, to support and to take care of. So I thought that was a lovely one, and it can be relied upon, the breath. I often refer to the breath as an anchor, and it is our own personal anchor to keep us held, but not kind of rigid and not trapped. So it's an important balance. So we'll begin our practice today. Okay, so we're seated. Be comfortable seated. If you need to sit on something, please do. We're just going to sit quietly first of all. Make sure first of all we just, actually we'll have a little stretch just to make sure we're sitting up nice and tall, because we might be a little bit feeling a bit slumped. So let's make sure that that's happening. Insert the fingers and stretch up. Push the hands up, but keep the back of the neck long. Feel the chest is lifting and the front of the body is getting nice and long. Feel the body is lifting up out of the hips, but keep the shoulders down. So even with this stretch up, there's so many different aspects to think about. But everything is getting long, everything is going upwards, and the point of the base of the spine is going down into the ground. So we're feeling grounded, starting on the ground. Breathe in and breathing out, just lower down, but keep that upright openness of the chest and the body. And let's just take the hands either onto the knees, or you can have your hands in the heart center if you prefer, or just resting in the lap. So just choose, where does your hands feel comfortable? Yeah, you can try that out. Close the eyes, always keeping a slight awareness on making sure you're sitting nice and tall and not slumping as you breathe. So just take a deep breath in through the nostrils. And let's make an audible sigh out through the mouth. Just to take that top edge off. And then just allow your breath to naturally deepen. So we just breathe in deeply without force or strain, always with the breath. Feel the belly expand. This is a good place to allow the breath to come right down, so the belly is expanding, the base of the belly, the diaphragm, this banded muscle here is pushing down to make more space. And most importantly, as you breathe out, breathing out through the nostrils, try and keep that a steady, smooth flow. So you're keeping a little bit of control. You're releasing that breath out smoothly and steadily, like a steady stream of oil. And when you think, oh, that's the end of the out breath, keep going, keep breathing out. Just squeeze that last little bit out by drawing that belly button back. And then fill it from the same place. So allow the belly to gradually, so you use a bit of abdominal control to press the breath out. So you start to relax that slowly. And allowing the air to come in. We don't need to grab it or suck the air in. We just need to relax and allow the air to fill. So already, particularly if you're focusing on that out breath, you'll feel, hopefully, the breath is already slowing and deepening, and you're just getting a bit more of a focus, a connection to yourself. Allowing this breath to be the bridge that connects us to our consciousness and brings us back into much more of a held place within ourselves. But it's still moving and expanding and changing all the time, the breath. It's life itself. So we're just taking a moment to bring the fullness of our awareness to our breath, watching it coming in and out through the nostrils. And if you find it very difficult to focus on the breath, maybe the mind is very, very active today. A good tip, if you want to, is to add another layer onto that by counting. So you can count a steady, even count. How many counts is it to breathe in? And then counting the breath out. And that will give you an extra little anchor for your mind. Sometimes if the mind's very, very active, very kind of wild, then it's difficult to keep even a small amount of focus on it. So make it easy for yourself. Make it easy for yourself. So gradually just finding that little bit of breath there. Good. Keeping the belly nice and relaxed, but keeping that gentle control. So we're starting with the breath. We're starting with that connection, the bridge to ourselves, to our consciousness. And throughout the practice today, always keep a bit of your attention on the breath, on where you are, how you are. So just breathing out, the next out breath, just opening the eyes if your eyes are closed. And we're just going to start connecting with this body. Maybe give it a little bit of a rub just to check you're here in this body. Yeah, just feeling our surfaces, whichever surfaces feel they need a bit of tension. Yeah, a little bit of energizing there as well. And then we bring the right hand to the left shoulder and we're going to sweep down to the right hip. Sweep off. Let's do 3 of those. 2 and 3. Making a good contact with your body. Left hand on the right shoulder, sweep from that right shoulder, diagonally across the body and sweeping off that left hip. 2. We'll do 3 of those. Very strong and definite. Lift the shoulders up, breathing in. And breathe out through the mouth. Let's release any discomfort, any tension. Let's just sweep out any obstacles. And we're going to come into our little stirring now. So hands just resting on the knees, breathing in, lift the chest, breathing out, leaning forward. We're going to warm up the lower back and breathing in, leaning backwards, breathing out as you're coming forwards. Great little way to just slowly move and bring our awareness into the base of the spine, into our root, into the ground, into the base. Try and make sure you're sitting really tall, that little bit of attention in the abdominals, keeping it nice and supported on between the belly and the lower back. That firm base, that holding, you're holding yourself here. And then come back to the center. Now this time on the out breath, as long as there's out breath, we're making a humming sound. So we're going to incorporate a bit of Brahmari. Sound is so excellent for focusing the mind and also for releasing emotion. So breathing in. And as you breathe out, going around to the left, keeping that hum going, and until you find the end of that hum, and then just breathe in again and continue. So we're just bringing that hum into that lower region of the body. And also you'll find it in the head when you're humming. That sound will definitely be in the head. Good. And then we'll just into the fingers in front of the body. Let's open up the chest, open up the heart a little bit more. Breathe in, breathing out, taking the hands forward, dropping the head down, expanding between the shoulder blades. Let's open up the upper back. Good. Breathe into the space between the shoulder blades. And as you breathe out, imagine the center of the back is moving back behind you and your hands are coming forwards. Relax the neck, you're looking down at the feet there. Use that breath to connect and stay connected with your body and with the present moment. One more breath in, then release the arms. And I want to link the fingers behind the body. Keep that neck nice and long, so you're looking down at the ground and keeping the neck in line with the spine. So breathe in to the chest, chest comes forward, and as you breathe out, your arms go back, your shoulders go back. Enjoy that openness in the front of the shoulders. We all need more openness in that part of the body. Maybe even lifting the arms slightly away from the body behind you. But breathe with it. Stay connected with your breath. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more breath in. And release. Let go of the arms. Take the right hand onto the left knee. Let's come into a twist. Left hand behind you. Again, breathe in, lift the chest, shoulders down. As you breathe out, that left ribs is coming around to the left side of the chest is coming around to the left. Keep dropping the shoulders down, neck stays long. And taking the eyes around and the face around. Keep dropping those shoulders, keep the neck really long. So keeping that chin slightly tucked in, the head is staying on top of the body. Every in-breath lengthening. Lifting the heart. Every out-breath twisting, or even just moving into that space, breathing out fully. One more in-breath and release on the out-breath. Whoa, that feels good. Have a little bit of a wriggle around. Just enjoy your body. Take the right hand behind you, left hand on the right knee. Breathing in, lift. Feel that engagement with the abdominals, strong belly. Breathing out, right belly comes around, right chest, ribs, shoulder, and then the eyes follow, the nose follows, but the head stays on top of the body. So right to the top of the head, the crown of the head, reaching up as you inhale, and as you exhale, just taking that right shoulder back. It's also staying down away from your ears, moving into the space of that out breath. Feel that holding again between the abdominals and the lower back. They're holding and supporting each other mutually. One more breath in and release back to the front. Good. Let's look at this neck and throat area, very sensitive and sensitized, a lot of emotions here around the throat. So we lift up the right hand and we take the hand to the back of the neck, but more towards the left side, so the fingers are just there below that left ear, lifting up through that right elbow. Breathe in. As you breathe out, just feel that the chin is coming to the chest, the weight of the arm, you're just letting it release a little bit. And then you start to let the nose point towards that left knee, dropping the left shoulder down. So we're just, in effect, creating some space, mostly in the left side of the neck. Holding that neck gently, holding yourself, but we're not gripping. And with this, breathe, stay connected to your breath. Be with that breath, be with that presence, that aliveness. Next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the arm, then releasing. Notice how that feels. Good. Reaching up to the left, extend the fingers to the ceiling and taking that hand to the back of the neck, taking the fingers just around, just below that right ear there. Breathing in, lengthen, breathing out, dropping the chin to the chest and letting the nose point towards that right knee now. This right hand is just rested and relaxed. So we're now creating space in the right side of the neck, but also the whole neck is getting some attention here, the back of the neck also. And this is where we use the breath to support ourselves and to increase that space. The breath gives us more space. When we focus on it and expand that out breath, there's more space, more breath, more space for the mind, more space for the emotions to move within, more space. Use the inhale to lift up the head, release the neck. Yeah. Maybe roll the shoulders back a few times, just enjoying that extra bit of space and movement you might have. Let's go forwards with the shoulders as well. Good. Okay, so we're going to come onto all fours now. Take the hands forwards. Spread the fingers wide. Knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Nice and steady, tabletop. Space between the knees as well, about hips width. So a nice cat movement. Breathing in, lift the chest. Take the eyes forward, take the shoulders back, soft elbows. As you breathe out, you're going to tuck the tailbone under. Arch up through the spine. Chin comes to the chest, and the end of the out breath, you're sitting back into the heels, bringing the forearms down. The eyes come forward, breathing in. This is like a dynamic kind of a cat. Tuck the tailbone under, arching up through the spine. When your chin's on your chest, you finish off by sitting back into the heel, still looking back at the feet. Then the inhale, the eyes lead you forwards. Back up to this position, then tucking the tail under, arching up through the spine. Chin comes to the chest, sit back into the heels. So enjoy this lovely circling movement. Stay connected with your breath. Once you, at any point you feel you have jumped onto that train of thought, that interesting little train of thought that just grabbed you, that hooked you, that's fine. It's good to notice that. And you come back to your breath. You come back to that feeling of connection, that bridge, the breath which carries you to a more conscious, more aware state. Breathing in, tucking the tail under. See if we can get to a full range of movement in the spine. And you can do this even with your eyes closed if you really want to stay connected with that breath. If you're not sure, you can always try that out, see how it feels, then choose. Tucking the tail under, arching up. Breathe out fully as you sit back into the heels. Forearms come down, eyes come forward. Let's the last one, right around. And finally, sitting back into the heels, taking your time to find that, breathing out. Extending the arms forward, bring the forehead to the ground, or to the back of the hands if you prefer that. And let's just open up the backs of the shoulders even more. Breathing in through the nostrils, sighing out through the mouth. Feel those ribs expand with the breath. Feel that space you're creating in those ribs, in the wings that give you flight and freedom. Yeah. How much more space there is for your breath. How good that feels to expand your breath, expand your capacity for breath. Okay. So we're going to come into an extended dog. So from this position, we're not coming up into downward dog. All we do is come up and just come up onto the forearms, take the knees back a little bit. And we're really just keeping the forearms down, but just keeping the bottom in the sky. You can bring your forehead to the ground. And this is just a bit more exaggerated stretch than you're going to get in the swan, which we just did. So particularly opening the chest, the heart, the shoulders, all these areas that tend to get a lot of tension. This is extended dog, or sometimes kind of a puppy dog. Breathe. Allow those areas to open. It's almost like the weight of the hips are going back to help that space creation. And then we're just going to come up to all fours. Actually, we'll come back into the swan, so we've got a good position for downward dog. We're going to come into downward dog now. So you'll notice already you've got a lot more space there in the shoulders. Come up onto all fours. Tuck the toes under, breathing in, breathing out. Lift the knees off the ground. Let's come into downward dog. Looking back at the feet. Keep the elbows nice and soft. Open between the shoulder blades. Keep the tummy tucked in. Feel the tail is reaching upwards and backwards, pushing back through the hands. Let's just get the legs a bit more lively. Bend the left knee, put the right heel down. Bend the right knee, put the left heel down. Let's walk the dog. Keep that tummy tucked in all the time. Your spine is really long, back is really long, pushing back from the fingertips right to the base of the spine. You're getting as long as you can. Lengthen through the waist. Good. Let's see if we can bring both the heels down a little bit now. And breathe. Come back down to the sitting back into the heels, into the swan. Breathing in, breathing out. So we're going to come back into the downward dog. We're going to do a little sequence, which some of you may have done this with me before. So we're going to go straight into it because I think most of you may have done this before. And hopefully we'll be able to follow as I go along. So we're going to come up into downward dog first of all. We're going to do a little hip sequence, hip opening. Tuck the toes under, breathing in. Breathing out, lift the knees off the ground. Come into downward dog, looking back at the feet. Take a small side step with the left foot, so it's coming more central, then lifting up the right. So extend from the fingertip to the right toe. Maybe rotate that ankle a little bit just to keep your interest and to free up the leg a little bit. Now bend that right knee and let it go over to the left of the body, opening the chest and looking up at the ceiling on the inside of that right armpit. So we're going to come into a pigeon now. Yes, from this position, well, actually, we're going to straighten the leg up, look at the hands. This helps us to bring that right knee to where the eyes are looking. It's going to land here. So this lower part of the leg is going underneath the body. And how much that is up to your volume control there. But we don't want to come up onto the right thigh. You can always put a pillow underneath that right thigh there if you're finding that difficult. But then we're going to, because we're coming into pigeon, we're going to creep that left leg back and then flatten it down. So you can either have the hands either side of the body here in like little almost tent hands, I think of them, or bring the hands onto the thigh if I find that better. But we're trying to keep the hips level, so try to make sure we're not sitting onto the right buttock there. Support it if you need to. This is the chest is proud, shoulders are back. Good. Like a pigeon chest, proud chest. So we're going to come into a more passive version, bringing the hands forwards, resting down either onto the back of the hands or onto a cushion on the side of the face or onto the forehead. I sometimes like to just turn my head there, just to really open up that left side of the body. And that left hip is coming down to the ground there. So we're just going to breathe with this. Again, this is a great release for the front of that left hip, the hip flexor there. And see if you can just soften on that out breath. Wherever you're at, we're very, very different in our hip openness. So work where you are at. Now we're going to walk the hands back up for a moment, back into pigeon. Now we can bring the weight onto that right thigh and bring that left leg around. So it's going right over the right thigh there. So the left leg is coming over and the foot is on the ground there. So we're in a seated twist, if you like. I'll turn this way so you can see. A seated twist. Okay, so then we're going to reach up with the right hand and then bring the inside of that right elbow onto the knee and hold the thigh towards us. The left hand comes behind us. So this is a lovely twist, breathing in. Again, on all twists, we always straighten up. And on the out breath, we're turning the body around to the left. I hope you're still with me here. It's a lot easier than it looks, this little sequence. Breathing in and breathing out. Then come back to center. And the last little bit of this one side, we'll go to the other side in a second, is we're going to come into head of the cow. And again, you can support yourself with a block or cushions if you need to. But what we're doing really is just letting that left knee just relax down. So you might be able to get into this. If you have open hips, this is very comfortable. So this is the feet go out to the side. It's almost like the cow horns, if you like. Or you can always sit up onto your left, my right heel, isn't it? You can do that, or you can put something between there. And if you want to do the arms, reaching up with the right arm and then taking that into the center of the back, taking the left hand behind and making a connection with the hands. If you are finding your hands aren't reaching, then place a piece of fabric, a scarf, anything in the upper hand and hold onto it. So you kind of have something to hold in between, or a sock, anything like that. Amazing how we use these things, little props. So this is the full head of the cow. So you can just do the arms if you're finding the legs too difficult, or just do the legs, or do the whole thing. But try and sit tall, lift the chest, try and enjoy, try and smile in this lovely little pretzel position, and then release. Now this is the tricky bit. If you want to, you can come out of this into downward dog. I'm just turning back to where I was. So you take, or however which way you're going to come into the downward dog. So I come into my hands and then bring the legs back into downward dog. And it's amazing how good downward dog feels after being kind of twisted up into that pretzel position. So you get a nice long back, give yourself a little breather. You can even walk the dog here a little bit. So we're going to go to the other side. So take a small side step with that right foot. Lift the left leg up into the sky, extend from the fingertip to the toe. Now bend that left knee, let it hang over the right side of the body and look up at the ceiling on the inside of that left armpit. Breathe, push back through the hands still, keep that connection with the ground. Now point the toe, look at the hands with your eyes, and you're going to bring that left knee forward. It's going to land on the ground. And again, you see the leg is kind of at an angle going underneath the body. And slide that right leg back. So you need to take that back so you've got space for this right hip here. And again, we don't want to sit on this side of the body because the hips are all out, aren't level. So you might need to, like I said, place a cushion or something underneath that left buttock or hip there. So we're in the pigeon again. And again, you can choose how strong an angle that lower left leg is. So breathe here. All the time thinking about that right hip coming forwards. Chest is nice and proud. You can have the fingers on the floor or on the leg. Breathe. Looking directly forwards. On the out breath, just feeling that space coming into the hip. And then we'll just release down. So we let the body come forwards. Bring the hands down. Resting on the side of the head, looking to the left this time, or onto the forehead, or onto the backs of the hands if that's better for you. Just find the position where you feel more relaxed, if that's possible in this position. Some people find this very, very relaxing, very releasing, and some people it's much more challenging. But wherever you're at, just be with that. Now we're going to come back to pigeon, bring the hands back up for a moment, and then take the weight onto that left thigh, and we're going to bring that right leg right around, right over the left leg. So the foot is on the floor again. I'll just show you the front. Trying to make contact with that left foot on the ground. Now reaching up through the left hand, stretch up, and then bring that arm so the inside of the elbow sits on top of that right knee, holding the thigh. Right hand comes behind, so we're in the twist. Breathing in, lengthen. Breathing out, we're twisting around to the right. Beautiful twist. Squeezing and invigorating the spine, creating space. Keep the shoulders down, keep the chest lifted, keep the back of the neck long. One more breath in and then release to the front, and then head of the cow this side. So notice maybe it's going to be easier or more difficult this side. So we just gradually let that right knee fall down. And again, you can either sit up on the left heel, this is the classical version, or you can sit on a pillow between your legs, or if you want to, you can just do the arms. So we lift up through the left this time. This is going to be harder for most of us if you're right-handed. So you bring that into the middle of the back, and you can hold onto a sock or a piece of cloth, lower it down, and then bring that right hand into the center. Make that connection either physically, holding the hands behind, or with a piece of cloth or something to connect the hands there. Lifting that left elbow, opening the chest, sitting nice and tall. Breathe, connect to your breath, whatever's happening, whatever's going on. Maybe you're finding yourself at a bit of an edge here, an edge of comfort. Breathe. Stay aware, stay awake. One more breath in. Release the arms. And we're going to come out of this again. Find our way into downward dog. So if you're able to bring your hands over your legs, then if you take the weight into the hands more, you can find your way back to downward dog, taking the feet back. And again, the downward dog feels really kind of spacious after that. Pushing back through the hands, lengthening through the back. And then we're going to walk the feet towards the hands and let the body hang in a ragdoll. It's going to feel good. The back's getting released now. Knees are bent. Body's hanging. Breathe in through the nostrils. Breathing into the nostrils. And sigh out through the mouth. Now feel the base of the spine and lift. That invisible thread is lifting you. Traveling up through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, unfurling, breathing in and out the whole time. Come to standing. And we're standing. Just check your feet, see how good it feels to be standing. Lift the toes, place them down. Lift the heels, place them down. Lift the shoulders, breathe in and out through the mouth. And again, breathing in. And let's do one more of those, breathe in. Let's loosen it all up. We've done a lot of twisting, so we're going to loosen with a Tai Chi twist. Feet are nice and wide apart, knees are bent, and let's just take that around. Freedom, space, bend into the knees, let the arms be free, moving around the body, feeling the space around you. Enjoy that movement. Look right behind you, exaggerate the movement. Yeah, enjoy, breathe, feel your breath, feel your connection to your breath, your body's releasing. And come to a stop. Let's check out the energy here in the base of the spine, what needs to be released, what needs to be woken up. Breathe with it, give it fuel, give it movement, and then let's give that some movement with the knuckles. Yeah. How does that feel? Raising up through the body, and then let's take that to the chest. Pummel, wake up the heart, wake up that energy in the heart. Breathing in through the nostrils, make some sound again to release and stay connected. And the sternum, maybe in the sides. Good. Put the palms together and shake that off. Okay. And actually we'll carry that on a little bit. Let's just make sure that our face and our head gets a little bit of attention. So just to the side of the temples, just placing, sometimes the middle fingers are a really good place, just that little dip at the side there, the side of the eyes. And just release some tension that might be there. Oh yeah, breathe. Create some space in the head there. And then give yourself a little shampoo with the fingers, digging into that skull. Ooh, a bit of sparkling energy coming into the crown. Yeah. Don't forget to get into the back here, this ridge in the back of the skull. Yeah. And then we'll take it around the ears. So pinch the top of the ears and pinch down there. Pinching around the ears and the lobes there. Again, put the palms together and shake off the palms. Half breath. So everything that's been stirred up, we can just release anything we don't need. Breathing in, stretch up, breathing out. Good, okay, let the arms swing. Breathing in, sweeping out the cobwebs, breathing in. Nice strong, make it really vocal, make it strong. Let's do one more of those. Good. Swinging the arms. Bring the hands in front and behind in this clasp. Again, brightening, awakening. Some sound. Just get the hip again. Giving the hip lots of attention today. It's definitely an emotional storage area. So we're going to stand on the left foot. If you have something to stand on, like a block or a book, that's a really good thing to do because it just elevates that left foot a little bit. But otherwise, it's fine just to have that right leg swinging through. So we're just giving that right hip a little bit of movement. The psoas, this connector between the spine and the thigh. It's a very big, very important muscle. We really want to keep this nice and supple. So this is a great way of giving it a bit of length really easily. And if you want to increase that, like I said, if you have that left foot on something, on a step actually, a bottom step, or on a big chunky book, it's always a good thing. Or a yoga block. Good. And we'll just try the other side now. So putting the weight onto the right foot, standing nice and tall through that right side, so it gives you more room for this left leg to swing through. Focus your eyes, keep breathing the whole time. Your foot might sweep on the floor a little bit, that's okay, but really try and stand tall through the right side to help that. Let that leg really give it some freedom in that hip. Whoa, a bit too much freedom. Good. And then come to a stop. Notice how much taller we feel now. And we'll just bring the heel to the back side just to warm the legs up a little bit more. We're going to come into some moving and breathing and lifting the knees nice and high quite quickly, getting some energy, getting the blood moving around in the legs. Okay. Actually, we'll open up the hips even more. Why not give the hips some extra attention today? It's all about that hip area. Lifting up the knee and opening out to the side, breathing the whole time. Give it breath, give it fuel. Stay connected to your awareness, to your body. Okay, we're going to come into a half sun salute. So put the feet below the hip joints so they're hips width apart and parallel. Breathing in, lift the arms up, bring the hands together above the head, look up. Breathing out, knees bend, fingertips come to the ground. Breathing in, look forwards, hands just below the knees, chest open. Breathing out, forward bend. Bend the knees a lot, breathing in, all the way up. Lift your gaze, lift your hands, breathe in, breathing out, arms come down. Sweep the hands up, palms come together above the head. Inhaling, look, breathing out, eyes coming forward, chest coming forward, knees bending, fingertips touch the ground. Breathing in. Straighten the legs, arms back. It's a strong position, strong belly. And then breathing out, keeping the legs straight, forward bend. Bend the knees a lot. Breathing in all the way up. Push up through those powerful legs. Breathing out, arms come down. Breathing in. Feel your breath. Fingertips touch the ground. Inhaling. The inhaling lifts you. Opens the chest. Breathing out. Release. Breathing, bend the knees. Inhaling. Inspires you and lifts you up straight. Breathing out. We soften. We come back to the beginning. Inhaling. Expansion. Inspiration. Breathing out. Coming down to the earth. Fingertips touch the earth. Breathing in. Expand the legs, the back, and the chest. Breathing out, forward bend, soften. But we're going to still be working the back and the legs. Bend the knees a lot. Push up through the legs, strong thighs. Inhaling to help you come back up, breathing out. One more, breathing in all the way up, breathing out. Stay with your breath, stay connected to your breath. The breath is dictating the movement, breathing in and breathing out. Bend the knees a lot. Last time up, breathing in. Stretch up, look up, breathing out, arms coming down to the sides. Let's just bring the hands to the heart center for a moment. Take a moment here. Checking your feet, lift the toes, place them down. Lift the heels. High, place them down. Lift the chest. Soften the knees, feel the kneecaps lifting, thighs engage, tailbone pointing down, strong belly, lift the chest. So really opening and expanding through the body. Pressing the palms together, lifting the chest towards the hands. Everything is active and lively, feet pushing into the earth, crown lifting up to the heavens. Back of the neck, really long, long swan-like neck. Anjali Tadasana. Anjali, this is the Anjali Mudra. Tadasana is the mountain posture, standing tall. Breathe. Close your eyes for a moment, see if you can feel your palms pressing together evenly, the chest lifting towards the hands, the abdominals lengthened and engaged, base of the spine pointing down. All the back is, everything is holding each other, and the breath is the grander, the bigger holding, the big container for it all. The breath, the life. Connecting the body with the mind and all the emotional fluctuations. And release. And open the eyes. Let's rotate the wrists a little bit, free them up, both directions. Out to the sides, in front. Let's give that some freedom. It's not just the wrist, when you get the whole arms moving and the shoulders and everything moves along. Okay. So we're going to balance now with that, moving and breathing again. We're going to come into the heron balance. So put the weight onto a left foot to begin with. Breathing in, lift that right knee, lift the arms up, bring the palms together above the head, and lowering down slowly on that out breath, keeping the breath in and out through the nostrils. Bring that right foot down, shift the weight, change feet, breathing in, lifting that left knee. Really high with that left knee and breathing out, lower down. So we can continue like this, but we can also add something on. So you can just stay with that if you prefer, or go to a different version, breathing in, extended version, breathing out, push the heel out, really extend that leg if you can, breathing in, lifting the knee, lifting the arms again, breathing out, lower down. Shift the weight, breathing in. Breathing out, extend, push the heel out, arms are coming down. Breathing in, lifting the arms up. Breathing out, our leg is coming down. Shifting, breathing in. Breathing out. Stay with your breath. This is a great moment to use the Ujjayi breath. You're familiar with that. Sometimes referred to as the ocean breath because of the sound. And it really will help to slow and deepen the breath. And if you need a reminder, it's when you slightly constrict the movement of the breath by constricting the throat slightly. The same shape you make with your throat if you were saying ha or sa. So you can try that, and this really helps when you're doing these kind of dynamic breathing and moving work. We'll do one more now, breathing in. And with that Ujjayi, you should be able to hear your breath. It's quite a strong sound, like the ocean. And lowering down. Good. Just shake the legs with the feet on the floor. Give them a little shake up, resetting everything. And then maybe the upper body might want to move a little bit as well. Yeah. So another balance now. We're going to come into dancer. So nice again, chest opening, also working with the hip and the spine. Putting the weight onto the left foot. Don't forget you can use furniture or walls with this. Bending the knee and lifting the right leg up, bending the right knee. Inside grip, thumb is going backwards, outside grip, thumb's going forward. So take your pick. Try and keep those shoulders level and the hips level. Breathing in, lift the left arm. Breathing out, coming forward with the body, tilting the body with that arm, making that middle mudra, holding the thumb and the first finger and stretching the other fingers out. So it's extending forwards with that left hand and arm, and then you're kicking the right toe up to the ceiling. So we get this lovely opening. You can see that opening in the chest. Looking directly forwards where your fingers are going to, so looking in the direction you're going. Breathe deeply. Breathe, open the chest. Ungrip the toes. Now using the inhale, we're going to, if you're still in the posture, let's see if we can come out smoothly. Inhaling, straightening up. Exhaling, lower that left arm down. And finally lowering that right foot down. Again, give the legs a little shake with the feet on the ground. A little wiggle there. Change legs. We're going to stand on the right. Put the weight into that right foot. So slightly bent on that right knee, the standing. Inside or outside grip. Inside grip, don't forget the thumb's going backwards. Get those thighs level, get the shoulders level, hips level. Breathing in, extend that right arm up. Reach up with the fingers to the ceiling. And as that right arm comes forward, you're leaning the body forwards, make that connection, thumb and first finger, extend the fingers forwards. As the fingers go forwards, then the toes of the left foot reach up to the sky. Open the chest. Get that really strong dynamic. You can always hold on to something or have something there for security if it makes you feel better, and also just every now and again, if you feel a wobble, you've got something to hold on to. Breathe. Coming out of the posture, breathing in, straightening up, breathing out, lower the arm down, and finally slowly let go of that left leg. And again, we'll give the legs a little wiggle. Okay, I'm going to come into a little squat to release this. So we're squatting down, feet are going out to the side. Please, if your heels are lifted, support them by putting blankets or cushions underneath. Letting the body hang between the knees, resting the head forwards, resting the arms forwards, and releasing. You find this release in the back of the neck, also probably in the ribs there, and the shoulders falling forwards, across the back, So really give the weight of the arms to the ground. Breathing in through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. Release, release. Feel the weight of that head. Good. Lifting the head up to center. Little twists here. So left hand on the ground, breathing in. The right fingers are just being lifted up by that inhale. They stretch up, and then we rotate the wrist in a clockwise direction. Looking up, the chest is looking up at the hand, and the eyes are looking up at that right hand. Rotating around, and then we rotate it anti-clockwise, and it returns back down again. The wrist and the elbow and the arm all rotating. Right hand on the ground. Breathing in, opening up, looking up at the left fingers. They're floated up there, and then we rotate that clockwise first of all. Open the chest. It's like twist here, looking up at that left hand, and then rotating anti-clockwise and coming back down to the earth. Letting that elbow join in a little bit, hands come to the earth. Then we come into pressing into the hands so you can come into a ragdoll position. Then you can always come in, if you feel that's too strong, you can always rest your elbows on your knees for a ragdoll. If you feel you need a bit more support. Let the body hang now. And this must shift the weight from the right to the left, to the right, to left, slowly breathing. Don't forget this nice releasing breath, breathing in through the nostrils. Long, slow out breath through the mouth. Come to a stillness. Start to feel that pull at the base of the spine. So feel, first of all, it's just in the base of the spine. Leave the arms heavy, leave the knees bent, leave the head heavy, but feel it traveling up. As it travels up, you'll feel your abdominals start to have to engage to support that. And you feel your chest start to lift. And you feel your shoulders start to lift. Finally, I sit back, the head lifts. And everything is open. Good. So, yeah, so we've got a couple more things I want to do. So we're going to come into a chair now. So feet again, check them. Hips width apart and parallel. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Extend the fingers to the ceiling. Now as you breathe out, keeping the back of the neck in line with the arms. Sitting back as if you were to have a chair behind you. Keeping the feet really strong. Keep extending the arms away here. And the bottom's going back, straight back. Breathe and dig deep. Stay connected with your breath. You can notice the thoughts and feelings you're having, but it's best to stay closer to your breath because that's going to be more reliable. Use the inhale to come up and use the exhale to lower the arms down. Good. So you can stay with that squat, but I'm going to give you a variation today, which is with a twist. So it's quite challenging. It's quite challenging to find the posture, but it's also challenging for the balance. So you start off by coming, I'll show you first of all, you come into this chair, so you can stay like this, and then you come into this position at the side. We're trying to get the body twisted, so we're trying to get the hands to the heart center here. And if you get the elbow, so it's once you're here, you start to bring the hands to the heart center and then twist. So you can try that, or you can stay with the chair, or you can relax. Breathing in and breathing out. So you come into the chair, sit back into the heels if you like. Now you start to bring the hands to the heart center. And then turn your body to the right and slightly making sure you need to be quite squatted down, taking the left elbow around the right side and open the chest up. You may, if your balance is good, be able to look up at the ceiling there. But it's okay to be looking forwards. And breathe. So coming out of that, coming up. Give the legs a shake. Oh, it's strong. Other side. So we're going to do a lot of chairs today. Your legs and thighs are going to be really lively. That's a good way of putting it. Breathing in. Coming into that chair again. Holding. Strong belly. Strong breath. And then bringing the hands to the heart center. Turning the body. But try and keep the legs as still as possible. And we bring that right elbow to the side of the leg And bring the hands into the heart center. So, looking up or looking forward, whatever feels better for you. Then we return, untwist, and then come to standing. And release again. Give the legs a good shake. So finally we'll come one last squat. You can do it as fast as you like. Breathing in, bring the hands in front of you. Breathing out, slowly lower down or fast. But making sure whatever you do that you keep breathing in and out the whole time. Come to the ground. Catch yourself. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Bounce the knees up and down a little bit. And we're going to come into a nice lying position. Extend the fingers towards the toes, slowly lower down, slowly, slowly, breathing in, knowing that you're going to have a little rest. So make that extra bit of effort before you let go. Then when you let go, really let go. Ah, yeah. Breathing in through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. How does your body feel? How does your breath feel? How is that connection between those? And let's just give ourselves a full stretch to extend the abdominals. Arms above the head. Give yourself a full stretch. Good. And then we're going to bend the knees and hug the knees. So we've made ourselves very long. Now we make ourselves very compact. You might even want to lift your head up. Make yourself very small, like a little egg. And then release. And now we're going to open the knees, take the hands through, and because we've done a lot of hip action today, let's give his hips some freedom. So if you can reach the big toes, first two fingers just hooked around the big toes is a great way of holding, or you just can hold the ankles if that's more accessible for you. And then once you're there, then just the legs go up in the air, and this is the happy baby. We're just rocking around. This is kind of freestyle. Or you can just hold still, but just rocking is really nice in this. Then you can give your hips and your legs some freedom. Maybe stretching one leg out, stretching the other leg out, stretching both legs out, bringing the feet together, whatever feels good to you, letting the legs go out to the sides, just exploring how your hips feel. The hips are getting some release, the hips and their connection to the lower back. So explore and enjoy. Whatever feels good. It's like body entertainment, letting the body lead. It's quite nice just moving one foot at a time. You're holding the ankles, the same thing. And then we just bring the knees together and hug the knees. Let's extend the legs up to the ceiling, extend the arms up to the ceiling, and rotate the wrists and ankles all at the same time. Just feel that fluidity and also feel that, enjoy taking the weight off your legs, literally. And in the other direction now. Okay. Hug the knees again. Place the soles of the feet on the ground. Close to the buttocks. Hips width apart, parallel with the feet. Thighs are nice and strong and even. Palms are flat down. Chin is tucked in tightly to the chest. Have a little rock actually back and forth with your pelvis. That's a little pelvic tilt. And it's quite a small, subtle thing. You might not be able to see that too clearly on me, but what's happening is I'm just pushing the back, really gluing it into the ground. And you'll find when you do that, your abdominals have to work, but you also can draw at the pelvic floor. So we're just rocking, pressing the back into the ground, drawing at the pelvic floor, the mula bandha, and then releasing. And releasing, you can breathe in, and then breathing out, pressing into the ground. So it's this is a great little practice, very simple. And you can incorporate this in your bridge, which we're going to do in a second. So come to a stillness again. As you inhale, lift the hips. So we're drawing up. You can engage that pelvic floor, see how that feels. And then rolling down on the exhale. Try and see if you can get that back really rolling through the vertebrae, making sure the thighs stay even and stable as you rise up and roll down. Keep the chin tucked in. If you want to, you can move the arms. Sometimes that encourages the openness in the front of the body. But if you prefer to keep that arms connecting with the ground to give you that extra leverage to push up through the backs of the arms, then you can do that also. I'm just going to connect again with the body and the breath, the movement of the breath, the movement of the body. Opening the front of the body and rolling down, rolling through the spine. Enjoy your spine. Rolling up, inhaling, rolling down slowly on an exhale. And then once you're down, hug the knees once more. Have a little rock and roll, side to side. Okay. Let's make a little bit of a circle here. So one hand on top of each kneecap, breathing in, taking the knees away, but they're staying together. Breathing out, squeezing them into the body. And you can do this holding onto the knees or just hands free. So try and see which one you prefer today. Then we take the other direction, holding the knees or hands free. So you're drawing a big circle on the ground with your back, and you're also drawing a big circle with your knees. Just exploring all those little areas of your back in contact with the ground, giving yourself a little massage there. Hug the knees once more. Place the soles of the feet on the ground. Slide the legs away. Let the arms fall away from the body. And we're coming into Shavasana at last. You may think. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. I also give you the option, if you want to have your legs up. You might have some furniture. You can put your legs up on a bed or on a sofa if you feel that's nice, or legs up against the wall. It's just an extra release. So wherever you are now, closing the eyes, coming into the corpse posture. Breathe. Close your eyes. Take your focus inwards. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Feeling your body. Feeling your breath. Feeling the connection between your body and your breath. Being fully aware of your breathing and how the body moves with that breath. Be aware of the impact of your efforts today. How you have impacted your body, your breath. What range of emotions you have been through, what resistances, what you've discovered, what you've realized. And let your breath be very soft and easy, nice and easy, effortless. So in this moment, just a minute or so, lying still and quiet with the inward focus, the eyes closed, feel the support of the ground of this earth. That constant support of the earth and your earth of your body. And that connection between the two, made of the same stuff. And feel your breath moving, your aliveness, your energy, your power, the movement of the mind. Not blocking or stopping, but just noticing and being aware of your movement of your mind, the thoughts coming and going, the breath coming and going. All of this happening, all of this, all in this moment. Feel yourself safe, supported, and held in this moment. held by the earth, held by your own breath, held in your own consciousness, held by this community, this yoga satsang. And so we come to the end of our practice today. Feeling your body, feeling your breath, or maybe even thinking, oh, I'm going to keep a bit of my focus of attention on my breath today. Maybe that's a good, interesting little practice today. So with that, start to deepen the breath, to wake the body up, to get ourselves back into presence. Start to move and stretch the body, move the arms and legs, move the body, move the breath. Breathe deeply, wake the body up, come back to the present moment, come back to the day, knowing you have the day to return to. Take your time, maybe you want to stretch, maybe you want to hug the knees, do whatever you feel you need to do to come back to the moment. Come back to seated, rub the body, look at your body, the arms, the hands, the legs, the back, everything. The feet, the face, everything is getting some attention. And then finish by rubbing that palms together, creating some heat and energy between the palms of the hands. And place that heat and energy over the heart center. Really take all of that focus from this practice into your heart center. Close the eyes and just feel that little secret cave of the heart which you can enter into and expand. And in this beautiful fertile space, bring to mind your sankalpa, your intention. And say that to yourself, take it deep into your heart. And relax. Namaste. Thank you so much. Well done, everybody. Good practice.